Hello, everyone. Good morning, good afternoon, and good evening, wherever you are. My name is Katarina, and I'm training manager here at UX Academy. We would like to thank you for joining us today on this presentation to learn what UX design is all about. Oops. Please drop a message in the chat and let us know where you are from and why are you here with us tonight. It's great to see people joining us from all over the world. So feel free to put any comments in the comment section here on YouTube. Where are you from? I would like to hear that. Hi. Okay, so before we go to the main part of the presentation, we would like to tell you a little bit about UX Academy, the company who is bringing you today's session. We are a London-based training company and we run online live evening UX design courses. Oh, here is one more. Hi, Karen. Thank you for joining us tonight. Okay, so next. We started as a classroom course running courses at Central London for a number of years. And then, like everyone else, we switched from classroom to Zoom. And we are delivering live courses with live teachers in small groups. As you can see here, those are the screenshots from our previous course that just finished last week. We have about 10 to 12 students, and here are our amazing course instructors. Stratis, yes. Oh, hello, Ivana. Thank you for joining us. Hi, Mert. Hope everyone enjoys this session. So let's continue. Here you can see a whole bunch of organizations that we taught. We taught students from all around the world from many companies. And now I will tell you a little bit of why to choose UX Academy, why to choose us. We are delivering classes live, so nothing is pre-recorded. You will get a course certificate once you complete the course, and our teachers have 7 to 10 years of experience in the field. And our amazing course instructor, Natalia, is here with us tonight, and you will be able to hear from her about her knowledge and her experience. During our course, you will get experience working on a real company project where you will be applying your knowledge from the UX design course to create a solution. Also, in regards to payment plan options, if you're based in UK, you're able to pay using our partner Noma, where you can select your rate of repayment. So now a little bit about the tools we use in class. So for communication, we use Slack. That's our main tool for communication. And also you will have a group with your course instructors and also with a client that you're working where you can ask any questions and also work with your team on a project. It's very interactive and fun. You will also use Figma and InVision, which are very popular industry standard tools for prototyping. These tools are accessible from both PC and Mac, and you will be given access to it to set up accounts, so you don't have to pay for anything. We also use Google Doc, where we upload recordings and slides from the course. So after the course, if you want to review anything, you can just watch the recording or check our slides. that will be every week after course uploaded on there. Also, we offer mentorship, and that's a very neat point about UX Academy. So every week you will have 30 minutes team mentorship with an industry expert, Gonzalo, where you can address any questions or blockers you have with projects or follow up on any questions you have. You can also ask them about career advices or support, because they work in the industry and they can give you any advice you need. And also, our students really enjoy these mentorship sessions, and from the previous experience, they say they learn a lot and they enjoy those sessions. Also, once you complete our course, you will be provided with a free 23-page UX guide to learn how to break into the industry. And also tonight we're running a very special workshop offer. So you receive 10% off from our beginner UX course. Our beginner UX course is starting on April 5th. So this is a promo. You can enter this code when you're purchasing the course in the coupon section. Also, we offer payment plans. So if you're based in UK, we partner with Noma, and they offer payment plans from $87.50 per month, which is amazing. This opportunity is currently only for UK-based students. You can go to our website, About Us, Payment Plans, to learn more about Noma. Yes. So as of right now, it's only for UK, but in general, we get students from all over the world. So, but this payment plan, it's only for UK-based students. And now, my favorite part is about our amazing trainers. These are our trainers for beginners course. They will teach the course. And now I will introduce you to Natalia, who is the expert in UX design, and she will take over the info session. Hello, Natalia.
Ina, thank you for introduction, and thank you for your overview of our UX Academy. Thank you everyone who joined us tonight and who would like to learn a little bit more about UX Academy and of course about user experience design. So before I start about the user experience design and explain what is it and what this field include, I would like to tell you a little bit about myself and tell you my story. So I am senior digital designer at KPMG UK here in London, and I start my career as a software engineer. I studied at university computer science. I have a software and hardware engineering, and when I start my work, my journey, I was trying what is it, how does it work, and what is interesting for me. And that field was close to the internet technology, but still it was very far. But I was so curious about user experience, user interface, that I start to ask my colleagues. I was looking for videos, tutorials, for books, and of course online and offline education to find more about user experience, user interface design, product design. So that fields were very interesting, very intrigued, and absolutely I didn't know where to start. So I start to learn about the design, about the user experience, and I switch my career. And I have to say to you that I'm not unique, and a lot of my colleagues, they switch their career and bring their experience from the past. That's very common. So if you are now just beginning your journey and you are looking what you want to do in your life, maybe UX design is for you. But if you already have a job, if you already have a career, but you want to switch, probably that's a nice opportunity, because in our field and user experience, as I said, it's very common. People with different backgrounds come to the UX design and can be useful your experience in the past. I would like to give you one example. I have been working on the banking in fintech, and this sector has a lot of knowledge about the fintech. So because I didn't have a background, I need to learn, I need to empathize with the clients and understand also the business. How does it work? But my colleague, one of my colleagues who work with me in UX field, he had a background as a fintech, and he worked for banking, and he knew very well how does it work and what does it mean. And he bring his experience from the past to the current role, what he did about the user experience, and it was a very, very big bonus for him, and he understand very quickly what he has to do in what situation and how actually business respond. So I would like to start with the basic things and give you some overview what actually UX design is. So definition of user experience is the outcome of a user interacting with an artifact. Or in other words, the user experience is how person feels about interacting with the product. So when we say artifacts or we say product, it can be a physical product, it can be digital product, and we have user experience every day. So if you have a cell phone, if you have a laptop, if you have a smart refrigerator, if you use a TV remote control, all that, it's a product what need the user experience. And if we speak about the mobile devices, electronic devices, we have also interface, right? And if it's even smart refrigerator, it's again the interface. And we have to control that. We have to help our users and understand what actually user has to do to people has to do with their cell phones to achieve their goal. If we speak about the simple way and we speak about cell phone just as a cell phone to call someone, so user has to take in the hands and very easy understand what need to do to contact someone else and have a conversation. So propose our devices and how to achieve the goal, because each of devices has some goal for us as a user, what we can achieve. So it's our tools and our friends in our life. And our role as a UX designers, it's provide this experience and help with experience. And in UX, and we say user experience is a UX, I would like to show to you one illustration what help you a little bit better understand what does it mean. So we have artifacts in a digital world. It can be website, mobile application, any web platform what you are using, any tool you are maybe using, even it can be a tool for your daily job. So it's any tool on your device you use. And user, you are the user, you are a person who is using this tool. And interaction between you and the artifacts, I mean the platform, website, mobile application, all this interaction between you and the product is the user experience. So user experience, it's about the engagement, it's about fun, it's about how you are feeling while you are using the application. So, or web platform, or can be website. So that's about the digital user experience. About the physical world, we can say same, right? So remote control for TV or any other device what you are using for every day, it's your interaction with one of the artifact in this world what also need a good user experience. And user experience all around us. And if you think maybe it's a lot of user experience around the world, maybe yes, but we still need much more. Because if we look in any industry, It's everywhere. We are now having digital product, digital applications, what can control. In this case, maybe you have a car and you have already the application for car, and you probably have this experience, and someone designed that, right? So someone designed the interface for this application. Someone has to provide the experience for this application, and how that will work for everyone who is the user of these cards, of this brand, and how help them to understand what they can control from their cell phone. And you can design these kind of things, and it can be your job as a UX designer. That's another example about our job as a UX designers. Virtual reality and augmented reality, it's a new field in user experience, and it's quite interesting, right? Because if you read the book Ready Player One, you probably know where we are going and where is going our world. Because if you read this book and now you look what's happening around, you will simply have a parallel between metaverse, what was announced last year by Facebook. Now it's a Meta company, and where is going the idea how we are going to live in the our close future. It's a metaverse. It's our space where we can work in digit, where we can enjoy in digit, and our life will be more and more digital. And for that experience, for that virtual experience, we also need user experience designers. And also for augmented reality, there is a very nice example. It's Google Maps and virtual reality and augmented reality. As I said, it's a new fields. They are quite young, and it's a moment where we are still learning. We are finding how does it work, how's the experience. And I think it's very excited to be one of the first who work on the new technology. And when I speak about the augmented reality, and I remember when augmented reality just appeared, and what one of the first, it was a Pokemon application, right? When people walk around the city and try to find Pokemons, and it was more for fun. But if we look for today and how a tech company can implement the technology, it can be lifesaver. So I will tell to you my story. When I moved to London 3 years ago, I need to navigate and walk around, and it was quite complicated. The city quite huge, and I use always Google Map. And I'm not very good in maps, but a Google Map helped a lot. And I needed to try to look at cell phone and where I have to go. Quite often I turn left but need right. So I suffer it a lot. But still it was my helper, and it was very helpful in a big city like London. But couple like 2 years ago, Google launch an augmented reality. It's a street view. So that was a game changer. So they put the new technology in the map application, and that was very, very helpful. So instead of trying to guess where I have to go with my cell phone, I simply scan the location around me, and it showed me with augmented reality technology where I have to go with the arrows, and help me to go through the city and find where my destination. That was the moment when I was so excited how technology can really improve the life, and it can be not just for fun, really for time saving, and actually lifesaver if you're lost in the big city and you don't know what to do. That's another way how you can think about your user experience, and actually what user experience designers do in their day-to-day job. Another example to highlight where is user experience for you to think how you can maybe apply your knowledge, or what can be your future job or career. It's of course sport, because we had a lot of conversation around the globe how is important our health, how we have to improve, how we have to move more, because more and more we sit, we work in the offices, And one of the solution was it's bring a peloton to your home. Especially it was very common in the situation when we were in a pandemic time and lockdown, when we stay lots of time at home and wanted to keep going. And here is amazing opportunity was for Peloton. So they look at technology and they implement this technology, and that's amazing experience what we got. You have a sport and you have a personal trainer, and it's again the technology. So it's implement the dashboard specially for you, your personal dashboard, and someone designed that dashboard, right? Someone tests this dashboard, and now lots of people use it. Millions of Peloton clients use this dashboard, and it's also how we improve the life of people, how experience start to be better for the people who do exercise at home. So now it's going to the next level. It's a more professional exercise at home. You have a personal trainer, and it's improving the life of people. That's another example where is user experience is, and how you can see user experience in your day-to-day life. And now I hope I convince you a little bit and show to you that actually user experience is around us, and also that you can meet user experience in day-to-day life, even if it's not a digital, but if it's a physical product, how is important. And now I would like to tell you a little bit about how UX designers work, and highlight a little bit what mean UX designers work and what do we do day to day, what is our day-to-day work look like. So as a UX designers, we have some approaches what we use, and most of them most of the famous approaches for UX design job. It's design thinking, user-centered design, and the 5 elements of the experience. So probably you have heard about the design thinking, because design thinking can be applied not just in UX design, but also in very different fields of our life and different kind of the companies. It's how to solve the problem. And maybe you have heard about user-centered design approach. It's when you put the user in front and center, and everybody care about the user, because they have to provide a good service to the user. And one of the example of this kind of companies, it's Amazon. So they put the user in the center and in the front, and improving everything what they are doing is it in their mind of thinking about the user. So users is always in front. But here I would like to show to you simple process for UX designers. It's research, ideate, and test. So that's a very simple way, just in 3 steps. So day-to-day life UX designers, it's start with research. So when we start the projects, we always have to empathize with the people we are designing for. We try to understand the people, we try to define their pain points, and we are trying to understand actually what we have to solve, what is the real problem for people, where is their pain point and where they are struggling. So for us as UX designers, we are going from project to project, and we cannot be expert in every field. So that's a moment when we start the research, when we start to make interviews, ask people, understand what they are doing in their day-to-day life, and understand how they are based on the business, what we are trying to help. And as I mentioned it, I am a digital product designer, and here I would like highlight for you that digital product designer work on the UX design. It's about the user, actually what user actually need. And also as a product designer, I look at the business, what a business goal is. And my role is a bridge. So I am bridge between business goal and user needs. And in that moment, when we empathize with the user, we are doing research. And in that moment, we advocate the user in front of the business. Because when you know what is your user pain point, your business win. So we are this bridge, and we're helping users and the business in same time. So it's our stage 1. It's make research, empathize with the user and understand what is their pain point and what is the current problem with the service that our business provide to the users. The next step is ideation, creation, and we define the problem. We understand what is the problem. And the moment when we start to warframing, prototyping, when we are going to enjoy different kind of activities like a crazy eight, when you try to design 8 ideas during 8 minutes. So it's a moment of creativity. We are trying to solve the problem. We are trying to solve the pain point of the our customer, our user, in a very creative way. How to make it simple, clear, easy to use for the user. If it's mobile application, we are going to work with approach like a mobile first. If it's a web platform, probably will work on the approach when it's desktop first. But in any case, it's a lot of fun. It's a lot of interesting work. You are working as a team in collaboration with other designers. You are working with your teammates who include the developers, testers, QA experts, and also, of course, stakeholders or your client. So from the business point of view, you are all can work together and in collaboration. And in result of this work, it's of course the prototype, something what you can test with the user, something what you are going to test and show is it solve the problem of the user or no. And when you are going to the test, you again back to your user. You show your the prototype, the result of your ideation and creation, and you test. You ask the questions, you see how the user behave, and you understand if your solution it works for this type of the user or no. Do you need to ideate again, start from the scratch and make another idea, or your idea really works and you can just implement that and make life of the user easier. So that's steps what you take, simply 3 steps. It's research, ideate, and test your idea. And for that, we are here. We are as a trainers, as a lecturers. We explain how to work, what methods you have in every stage, what you have to do, how to prepare research, how conduct the research, what kind of the research exists. We help you ideate. We help understand how you have to do it, what kind of the techniques you have, how you can like turn on your creativity, what kind of workshops and what kind of situation you have to take, what kind of people you have to invite to your workshops to ideate and create the solution what will solve the problem of our users. And in the final stage in the test, we also here in UX Academy show to you how does it work, what you need to do, how you have to prepare for test, what kind of questions, how run the testing, how to be facilitator, how to be observer, what kind of the documents you need to prepare for testing, and after how to analyze actually a result of your testing. And in our UX Academy, in our courses, why we're different from the other academies and other UX schools is that you are working in the real project. So you will be, if you will join us in UX Academy for beginner course, you will work in the team. You will work in a small group of people with the real client, with the real project. So you will be in contact with the business. You will understand the problem of the client. You will get in touch with the users. You will have a moment to empathize, define the problem. You will design the solution as a team, and you will also test it with the real users, real people. So in UX Academy, we provide the real brief and real client in front of you. So it's not a case study or predefined task or predefine the project. It's a real project what change every day. It's a real business what make money, and why our course is interesting. And that research what you will do, the solution you will find, you can add to your portfolio because it's something from real life and real solution with the real people. And of course, I would like to mention for you about the skills. So skills, what you need to develop as a UX designers, and what we are trying during our course as a beginning course, and what you have to improve day by day if you would like to become a UX designer and if you would like to stay in this field. So skills, what we need as a UX designers, it's storytelling and communications. So as a UX designer, you have to explain your ideas. You have to explain actually what you design, how you design, why you design, how you take your decision, and you have to be able to articulate your design decision. And that's what we are practicing in UX Academy. Of course, we are learning user-centered design and research methods. It's what each user experience designer should know, and that's a science. So a lot of knowledge what we bring to the UX fields, it's from our brain and science, how our brain works and how people think and how we can implement that real world knowledge to the digital world. Collaboration and teamwork. Of course, we don't work in silence, we don't work alone, we work as a team. So that skill is very important. And if you have seen the description of the job description for UX designers, teamwork, collaboration, team player, it's a very important, because how people collaborate, communicate between each other, from that depend result of your work. And be team player, good team, to have experience to work in the team, it's what we also can provide you, because you will work with your classmates in same group in the same project. So you have to learn how to collaborate, communicate, how to give feedback, how if you disagree, how to provide feedback, if you agree with something, how to provide the feedback. User empathy, right? So we are empathize with the people. It's a research, right? It's a moment when you are learning about the user. And user empathy also needs some skills. You need to reduce the bias and be open-minded and listen people, and don't think you are the user, because we are not the users. We are user experience designers. Interaction and behavioral design knowledge, it's also the skills what we need, and it's what we are learning during the course, because interaction design, behavioral design, it's very important. It's also science, and it's what you have to learn to become a good user experience designer, how our brain works, how we can translate our physical world to the digital world and keep that's useful and easy to understand. And of course, wireframing and prototyping, right? Because we are wireframing, sketching, prototyping, make things clickable. We add animation, interaction. So all this kind of the visual representation of our idea, it's also the skill, a primary skill for UX designers. So you have to express yourself, not just how you tell the story, but also how you design that. That's the skill what we also training during our course, and also it's what you have to keep going to continue. And I would like to highlight a little bit the roles in UX design field, because that's very interesting. When we say UX designer, we imagine that it's just one role in digital product design. That actually it's a lot of roles, and if you will join our course, you will learn UX design. But while you will learn UX design, you will also touch UX research, interaction design, visual design, and you probably will find yourself in a different field. And maybe you will feel that user interface design, it's what you would like to do. Or you will find that user research, it's actually very interesting for you, and you would like to become a user researcher. That's also happening with our students, because we are working in design thinking approach, where you are going from research to the testing, prototyping, and interaction. And we are working on this framework, so you have an opportunity to try yourself in the different fields and you can find yourself what actually can be interested for you more, and you can become or UX researcher or UX designer or visual designer, and just to keep going to learn the field what is interesting for you. And about the journey, so how you can become a UX designer with UX Academy. So our course for beginners, it's 8 weeks live lectures. So we have 2 trainers per course. So week 1 to 3, you have 1 trainer. Week 4, 5, 6, 7, you have another training. So we find that as the best approach, how to have a better way to explain, how to better way for each student give the information. So combine the different lecturer, it works best for the students, and the students sometimes more have more questions for one lecturer or for the other lecturer, so they are feeling how is better for them, how easier for them collaborate and communicate. So you are never alone, and you have the options how you would like to ask question and whom you would like to ask the question. So we have it through trainers, and it's 8 weeks, and as you see, we highlight for you what you will learn week by week. So week 1, it's an introduction to UX design. So you will go deep diving about what is UX, what is the term, what terms you have to know, who is the user, who is the end users. So all what you need to know in the beginning of your journey to the UX design. The week 2, it's a discovery and research. So you will learn the technique, you will learn about the methods, how you can do research. Week 3, it's about the ideation and facilitating workshop. Here you will try to already ideate, create, and make things fun and work as a team to work on the problem solving. Week 4, it's a mapping in Warframing. Here you're already going to the UX map. You are learning about customer journey. You are learning about user flow. You are learning here about the Warframing. You are learning about the tool, what kind of the tool you can use. You are learning sketching with a paper and pencil, and also digital tools like Figma. But also we are considering other tools, so you will learn overview about Adobe XD, Balsamic, and other tools what can be useful for sketching and wireframing. In week 5, we are going to the prototyping. We already have something clickable, something what we are ready to test. And in week 6, you are going to test your prototype. So we have a feedback, and we bring this feedback from the user in our week 7, and that's a moment when we analyze actually how was our idea in the how was our ideation, and if we took the right idea in the right for the right user, and it works or no. And if it doesn't work, we iterate again until we will find the best solution for the problem what we define in beginning of the course. And week 8, it's a project presentation and some conversation about UX life. So based on these 8 weeks, you already will have lots of knowledge, and this moment when you can discuss and take some decision. Would you like to continue with UX design? Can you implement this to your probably current role? That's also happening. And actually, what is next steps, what you have to go, how to prepare your CV, how to prepare your portfolio. So this kind of the advices. And of course, a project presentation. So you will prepare your presentation, you will prepare everything what you have done during 7 weeks, and you are going to present that to your client, to your real client, and show what has been done, what you uncover as a problem, and how you solve this problem, what is your solution. You will do it as a team to your client. And here I would like to show to you, it's a real world project sample. So it's a brief of what usually our clients share with us. So they give us some overview, what is the current the project is, what is the opportunity, what they would like to look at from our side. They expecting, what kind of deliverables they are expecting, and what is outcomes. So what kind of metrics they would like to look at, and you work very close with the client. You can have weekly meetings with the client and have a process and work together and work in collaboration with the client. And also overview of the week. So I mentioned that it's 8 week, and your week will be, each week will be quite busy because you will have classes, fun work, and mentorship sessions. So during the class, you will visit the class online with the live trainer. So lecturer will explain to you theory, principles, so show to you examples, and also share the experience, what they got in the industry. That's about the class and knowledge. Then you will have a fun work. Fun work, it's your home task. It's what you have to do until the next class. So it's your project, so your activities. You will work in the team, so you will work as a team outside of the class. You will set up a meeting in the time what is appropriate for you and for your team, and you will work as a team. That's a training part when you are working as a team. And mentorship. So once a week, you will have an opportunity to ask advice. So mentor, it's not lecturer, so it's another person. So you will have an input from the other person, from the other expert, and it will be also very good additional for you, because when you have a more lecturer mentors, you will have a more point of view, more advices, because each user experience designer have their opinion, and it's good to have a different point of view on your questions and have a different feedback if you asking for a feedback or asking the questions. So mentor provide you advices, support, coaching, so you are never alone. You are feeling the support while you are with us during our 8 weeks. So that's all what I would like to share with you today. Thank you to listen me, and I back stage to the Katerina. Thank you everyone who joined me.
Hello everyone, I'm back. So now I will just to tell you a little. I'd like to tell you a little bit more about. Okay, sorry about that. We'll do this. Okay. Yes. Perfect. So I will tell you. I would like to tell you a little bit more about UX Academy and why you should choose to do a course with us. So first, I would like to give a little reminder that our next course is starting on April 5th, 6 p.m. to 8:30 p.m. UK time. It's a part-time 8-week course where you are with another 10 to 12 students. Everyone participating in the course will be looking to develop their portfolio experience and learning more about UX design. Courses will be taught by teachers who have years of experience working in the UX field, as you saw from our course instructor, Natalia, who is just wonderful, and she knows UX so well. Our courses is based on building a real portfolio, getting a mentorship, and getting advices about your UX career from our mentors. Also, what I would like to mention, if you're based in UK, you can pay for the course in installments using our partner Noma. But also, we have payment plans for non-UK residents, which is Visa Split. And you can find more details on our payment plans page on our website. And now, I would like to open Q&A, and I would like to welcome back Natalia to the panel. And please get your questions in now, and we'll be happy to answer. Okay. So as I saw in the comment section, we have more people leaving us comments, just saying hello. Hi, Veselin. Hi, Sidora. Thank you for joining us. Hi, Jovana. Oh, we have a few questions, so let's start. How many hours per week are we expected to put in for this 8-week course?
I can answer this question. So we have 2 hours lecture, so each week, plus you have 30 minutes for a mentor session and of course teamwork. So depend from your team, your speed, you will dedicate time to the homework and task work. So approximately I expecting that you will at least 2 hours dedicate to home tasks, but also it's up to you if you want to learn a little bit more. I always provide after courses the additional content, additional information where you can find more and learn deeper knowledge if you think you would like to learn a little bit more and go deep diving.
Yes, and what I also have seen as a training manager, the more effort you put in, the more you will take out. So I always advise students to participate as much as they can. Okay, so another question. Do I need a degree to get a job in UI UX?
So yeah, I also can pick up this question. So about the degree, so day by day, more and more universities, courses start to offer UX UI degree. And I have to say to you, based on my experience, and I have around 15 years experience, and I have experience around the world. Currently, I am working and living in London. Before I work in South America, where I work on digital transformation. Before that, I work in Europe. So I have also experience for Canada and North America. And I have to say to you that your portfolios have much more value than the degree. So it's good to start. It's good to have the basic education. You have to, of course, understand the principles, how UX UI works, but your portfolio, your experience have much more value than the degree. So if you are really on this field, you would like to be UX UI designer, I would recommend you think about your knowledge based on your experience and try to get your job as a junior designer. Is maybe have some mentors that will give you much more value, because when you are applying for the job, you are showing your portfolio first of all.
Thank you for a great answer, Natalia. I think that was very helpful. And here is another question. How much time and practice does it take to reach some basic level to be able to participate in some real projects and have an impact on their improvement? Good question. Thank you, Veselin.
So I think we cannot count this on a time and say exactly after how many times you will be in the expert or a basic level. I would say that you can even start with no experience at all. And I have experience work with a Scrum and Agile. And when you work in Scrum, you team a Scrum, you build a Scrum teams, and you have the concept of the shadows. So someone who doesn't have experience work close with the designer who has experience, and you just learn from this person. And how long it's take is just depend of you. So how quickly you will get, how quickly you are learning, how you involve in the process, and how is your curiosity. It's about that.
Wonderful. Thank you so much. I see some comments. It sounds very useful. Well, thank you, Natalia. Is doing a great job explaining everything. Thank you, Natalia. Okay. I don't know if you would know that, but I think this career is on the rise. So it's a promising field, in my opinion. Okay. Do I need to learn any programming languages?
Yeah, that's a very common question, right? So it depends what is your field and how you feel comfortable. So if you would like, you can do that, and it will be your huge bonus. It will be your benefits. It will be like a +1 skills. But I have to say to you, if you will work in UX design field, you don't need to know programming languages. It would be nice if you understand how actually design process is, how the digital product development process is. That's you have to understand. It will be very important. But exactly programming languages and write the code probably will be not involved in your career. So if you look in the description, job description, you can see some knowledge in HTML will be bonus, but is not required for UX designers. What more you need as a UX designer? It's a collaboration. It's a empathize with the people. It's a be friendly. It's a be polite, because you will work close to the people and work with them users, and you will do probably user research. So that's what is more a requirement. And also it's more about the design. So we use the design tools, and you will be able to work in the Figma, Adobe SD, Sketch, or any other platforms, but not exactly with the writing the code to implement that.
Great. Thank you so much, Natalia, for this answer. We have another question. You can just tell us your opinion on it. Do you believe, like, throughout the years, the need for UX designer is growing?
Yeah, I have to say to you what I see happening on the market. This topic is very hot, and lots of company looking for UX designers. And that's happening also because of pandemic. More and more people work from home. Our life changed dramatically. Now we're back to more to normal. But lots of company offer now hybrid job. So we work more and more in the digital world. So we need more and more designers who will improve our life. So improve our process, how we are working, how we collaborating. You probably notice a lot of new tools on the market for collaboration, calling. So that's because of digital growing. So currently it's a very hot topic, and companies is looking. And every field, doesn't matter if it's a financial, if it's a insurance, everybody need to be presented in the web. Everybody has to have an application. If it's a service and day-to-day service, like order the food, buy stuff for home, and order the grocery. So all that need UX designers in their stuff. So it's a very hot topic, and I'm sure it will be still very common and important career in the future.
Excellent. Thank you for this wonderful answer. We got a few more questions. Okay.
How many portfolio do you need to complete before applying for roles? So I would recommend have at least 3 projects. So 3 projects in a different fields. So if you have a real projects, are fantastic. If you are just starting your career, you can do case studies. Case studies is when you take a fictional product, you create something, or you are trying to improve experience. Take, for example, YouTube. You can take Spotify or booking.com, any application you think you can find the users and ask their opinion, make your research and improve the experience. It's a case study, and if you are a beginner, we will understand that. But for most important for us, it's to see how you're thinking, how you organize your thinkings, what is your process you are how you are working. That would be nice. If you have a real project, that would be amazing. And also, I would say 3 projects is enough. Here, I would like to mention that when I say 3 projects, it would be nice if it's a project in a different fields. So not the simply landing page for the company where you have just a picture what company does and the contacts are something more complex, more complicated. If it's a mobile application, what you are trying to solve with this mobile application, what problem, and also your thinking path, how it was your research, how was ideation, what problem you decide to solve, and actually how you solve it, and explain why you did this decision. But 3 projects, I think it will be enough for the portfolio.
Excellent, excellent. Thank you, Natalia. Here is another question. How is different UX research to UX design?
So UX research and UX design, it can be 2 different careers or it can be one person. So it's up to you. If you want to be unicorn, welcome. And you can learn both fields. If you like, you can focus, but they are different. So UX researcher works more with the people and doing interviews, surveys, usability studies. That's about user experience research. UX design works on wireframes, usability testing, and iterate that as much as you need to find the solution. So that's what is different between. So UX research delivers, it's more like reports about the users and who is our user, what they need. And UX designer, they are more involved in creative process, so they are designing the solution visually, how should work or how should interact user with the product or with application, if we are speaking about the application design.
Excellent. Thank you, Natalia. What is the main difference in working in UX at a small company versus a large one?
So yeah, it's a good question because when you're working in a small company like a startups, and I had this experience, and also I'm working now in a big company. So what is the difference? When you work in a small company like startup, your budget is limited as a company. So you will try to find someone who is the unicorn and can cover a lot of positions. So that's kind of company who is looking UX researcher, UX designer, visual designer in the one person, and this person can cover everything. Large companies, they have a bigger budget, they have a time, and they can make things slower and like I would say spend a little bit more on the process. So in large companies you probably will have a departments, will be department UX research, department UX design, department visual design. So it will be different departments and you will work in collaboration. In a small team, you will probably, in small company, you will be covering as much as possible.
Great. Thank you for a great question, Johnny. Thank you, Natalia. So we have a few more questions. Thank you everyone for sending those in. So what kind of approach is preferable for a UX designer? To be open-minded with different ideas, putting your creativity in the first plan, or to be pragmatic, follow some guidelines based on indicators from practice and real-time projects that are statistically proven to be successful, or combination of both? Thank you for this great question.
Yeah, so combination is always good, right? So if you can combine these approaches, would be nice. So UX designers, of course, follow the guidelines, follow a lot of rules, and there is a website where we have a UX laws put it together, and you can read about how our brain works and how we can transform this knowledge about our brain to actually in the UX design. And I have to say that UX design, we always speak UX design for good, but actually we use a lot the knowledge about our brain. So we trick our users to click the right button. to watch the video what we want. If you thought why TikTok is 15 seconds, it's also have explanation from how long a person can stay in attention. So all this what you bring from the knowledge, from science, and from guidelines. But from the perspective of the creativity, you also have to have a lot of creativity, because if you look, different applications have a different web visual part, have a different experience. So that's a moment when you can be competitive with your competitors, right? It's when you bring something new, some innovations. And the idea how was between Instagram and Snapchat, right? And how Instagram took idea of Snapchat, and now you have a stories just for 24 hours. And that was the initial idea of how Snapchat works itself. So that's how it works, right? So it's your innovation, it's your creativity, but still you have to know a lot of science about UX and how our brain work and how is behaviors of
Great, thank
humans.
you so much. This is a little bit about competition, this question. Like, we have competition for coding and programming. Do we have any competitions for UX design? Like, how competitive is the field currently?
So if you ask about competitions like Geek for Geek, I guess you mean the competition when you are train yourself to be better, right? So UX designers has a lot, and also we have competitions, and one of competition I won, even I have a prize there. It was Adobe when they organized here in London in Adobe office. It was competition about they create a solution in Adobe XD, and they announce the topic, and we have 3 hours. We need to create the solution for the problem what Adobe announced in 3 hours, and after we present it. Also, we have a competition online. We have a competitions like marathons when you are during 48 hours working on one problem as a team. So it's a lot of competitions about for the UX designers and how you can engage and keep your mind working even on weekend if you want to have some fun after job.
Wonderful. And also this they are wondering, can we do UX as a freelancing? If yes, how?
Definitely, you can be UX designer as a freelancer. So UX designer can bring what you already have from knowledge about users, and you can start to work on that. So if we speak about UX field as a UX designer, someone third-party company can make a research for you. And for example, Google works in this way. So they contract third-party company, they are doing research, and you are working as a UX designer. So UX designers work on the wireframes, on the prototype, so you can work remotely and definitely do that. So where you can find the project is like Upwork. It's a freelance platforms, and they the description of the job. So you match what actually client looking for and what you can do remotely. And mostly you can do everything because it's a digital. So you need to collaborate, work with the client. You have a digital tools, you have a call, you screen your share, you explain your idea, you create the prototype, you send the link, so a client will click it. So it will be absolutely same experience like in office, but remotely. So you need just a little bit experience and know some tools what you can use for this kind of the collaboration.
Wonderful. And there is one question: is it worth taking a degree in HCI?
Human-centered human-computer interaction. So human-computer interaction, it's a very important. Would be very nice if you can take this degree online, offline, in university. It will be very helpful. I have one certificate about human computer interaction. I did this in one of the online schools, and I highly recommend you if you have an opportunity to take it because you will learn a lot.
And lastly, one more question. I think we covered it a bit, but we can just tell explain one more time how to build a portfolio?
So if you will join UX Academy, you will have at least one project at the end of our course. So what you are doing, you have, we present and we show to our students actually what your portfolio should include, right? So if we speak about the portfolio and how when I looking for designers for my company, for my project. So what I look in the page where you have your introduction about yourself. Portfolio usually include who you are, what is your background, what is your interest, and of course your job, what you have done. So you, as I said, add 2-3 projects because even if you have more projects, probably it's too much, because can you imagine how many people apply for the job, and probably recruiter and after designer will not have opportunity to look all your projects. So you can decide just 3 projects, 2 projects, what can be best fit to them company needs. If you have more than 2 or 3 projects, if not, that will be enough to show what you have done. So you can use the portfolio, and how you can build the portfolio. Already exist the platforms like a Webflow or a Squarespace, what help you to already build the portfolio. You don't need to code, because they predefine the template for you. So you just pick one and you add your information. So you decide the template you want, and you go and do a couple simple steps like a Webflow, for example, platform, and you launch your portfolio in a seconds in online, and you will be there. So for portfolio, you will need some structure, like what was the problem, what you tried to solve, explain what was your findings during the search, and of course what solution you propose. You add your wireframes, you add your visual design. If you make some changes, you add your prototype if you make it, and also result of user testing. And as soon as you add all this, you can have a conclusion, explain actually what you learned, how was the project, and what you achieve. Nice if you will have some metrics, if it's a real project, and after implementing your improvements, you will show some metrics, how that's affect. So that's what you can put in your portfolio and build simply in one of the example. It's Webflow. It's ready to use. You can design without coding, and you can use that as your site and be published in a second. Also, portfolio you can build in the Behance.net. So Behance help publish your project. What you have, you will have your page where will be your project, your job, and it's absolutely free. So you can easily create your account there and publish what you have for your portfolio there, and just share the link with the potential client or employer.
And just last, we have time for one more question, and that's will we have more sessions like this? And question is yes. So please visit our website, myuxacademy.com, and you can see on our page all our upcoming info sessions. We have one info session every month or two. So, and also I would like to thank everyone, especially Natalia, for hosting this wonderful info session and for telling us about UX design. I hope everyone enjoyed it.
Thank you very much, and happy to be here, and hope see you in our classes. Thank you.
Thank you. Have a wonderful rest of your day.
Bye.
Bye-bye. Bye, everyone.